Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Curtis here, also known as the Unbox Fox. So in this video, unfortunately, this is going to be a bad review. I've never done a bad review before. And I'm about to go back on something I said in some of my previous videos, that I usually say that a 4K, when I get a 4K, it's gonna look good. It's a 4K. Like every 4K I've ever had has looked good no matter what. But this is an absolute shit show. This is the worst 4K I've ever purchased, ever. I will get into it at the end of the video, but first I will show this off, even though I would say avoid it at all costs, but I will still show this off and tell you what I do actually like about this set, not much, and then I'll come back and give my bad review. So I'll just get straight into showing it off, and I will be back in a moment to put this down, basically. So let's get straight into it. So here we have it, guys. Here is the front. I do really like the artwork. I think it's really cool. It looks really nice. And onto the spine. And then round to the back. And we have that 6.5 hours of special features, which is a bonus to this set. There's nothing on the bottom, nothing on the top. I'll take this out. Really shitty, flimsy case for the price. Then we have a booklet with some actual original artwork, with write up and stills, sort of usual sort of booklet. And then we move on to the Steelbook itself, which I think does look really nice. There's the front, there's the spine, and then round to the back, and we have some really cool artwork, which I really like. And then we have a poster, which is of the new artwork again. Which, don't get me wrong, it is nice artwork, but it's that artwork again on the Steelbook. It would have been maybe a bit nice to, I don't know, maybe have that artwork on the poster or something with 30 Days of Night, or yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just because I'm disappointed overall that I'm not that happy. And we have no artwork on the reverse either. Maybe the original artwork would have been nice on the reverse. But yeah, so that was the poster. We do get some separate artwork on the discs. You know, that could have been nice on the front of that, and then just had the artwork on the Steelbook, or maybe even that artwork. They're both really cool. So that is our Blu-ray, which I will check out at some point and see if it's better, which I imagine it probably will be. But if it's the same copy of the film that they put on 4K, maybe not. I will probably check it out, and maybe that's another reason for me to keep this, is that I will watch it from the Blu-ray, because I don't have a standalone Blu-ray. Then we have the 4K disc, and then we move on to the artwork on the inside, and we do have some really cool artwork on here that, yet again, they could have maybe used elsewhere. But yeah, Really nice steelbook. No complaints there at all. I think it's really nice, and I just think that they put way too much effort into this and not actual effort into the film itself, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll get into that once I've put this away. But yeah, that was the release of 30 Days of Night, or like I said, as I call it, 30 Days of Shite, on this release anyway. But yeah, for 60 pounds, I think it was around about 50, 55, maybe a little bit more. It's just disappointing. Would you pay 60 for this? I mean, that's up to you, but I would avoid it and just stick to your Blu-ray or your DVD of this until a better company maybe releases this another time. I don't know if that will happen. Now that it has a 4K, other studios might not, but if enough of us put out bad reviews, maybe another company will go, well, let us do a good version of it. And if they do, like I said, I hope it's Arrow. But yeah, let's get on to my bad review of this. So that was the unboxing of 30 Days of Night, or as I like to call it now, 30 Days of Shite. Well, this release anyway. Start off with this. The film itself is a fantastic film, in my opinion. I think it's absolutely great. It's one of my favourite, actually, no, it is my favourite vampire film. I think the whole concept of this film is really cool. Set in Alaska, in a town called Barrow, and there's 30 days of night that goes completely into darkness for a month, and they have to survive against this like horde of vampires that have come to the town. And it's just a really cool film. It's a lot of fun, and there's some really good blood and gore in it, and the vampires in it I think are fucking awesome. And yeah, that's what I like about a vampire film. I don't like that lovey-dovey shit Twilight where it's like, oh, I'm all glowy and stuff. I like a vampire movie where they're like ripping people's throats out to get to the blood, you know. And that is this. However, well, initially when I saw this was getting a 4K release, it popped up on HMV, because every now and again I browse through HMV and see what's coming. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, I'm pre-ordering that. That's like one of my favourite films, and it's come to 4K and a Steelbook collection. Like, what more could I want? And it arrived, and I was rather disappointed with the packaging of it. I've had releases where they've come in like a flimsy, this is like a really flimsy cardboard case. I've had a couple of releases like that. But for the price of this, I would have expected a nice hard box. And I keep saying this to people, it would have been better if Arrow picked this up, because Arrow do some fantastic releases. I will show an example. I have Deep Blue Sea from Arrow on 4K, and they always give you a nice rigid box that you know, nice and hard box to keep it all protected, and a nice slipcover that goes over that. And they do some amazing sets, Arrow. So if Arrow had picked this up, I'd imagine it would be incredible, because they put a lot of time and effort into their releases. And this just feels like they didn't put any effort in at all, really. They commissioned new artwork, and they used it everywhere. It's on here, it's on the Steelbook, it's on the poster, which, yes, you do get with other releases, but there's like a bit of a mix of art. You know, you get like some nice artwork on the front, and then the artwork on the Steelbook is different, and you get maybe some art cards that are different. But it was like one piece of commissioned artwork, and we'll just splash it everywhere. And I would say that the only good thing about this release is the Steelbook and the bonus features. That's it. I will get on to the actual movie itself. So when I put it in, I was like, yes, can't wait. This is going to look incredible. And I put it in and I started watching it and I was like, oh, the opening scene on, well, I have the DVD release. This is my DVD release. And I'm going to be honest, this looks better. I never thought I would say that a DVD is better than a 4K. But this is better, and it looks really crisp, and it does actually look quite good. It's not fantastic, and I've heard that the Blu-ray is much superior to both of these. But I don't own it on Blu-ray, so this is my best copy. And this looks really good. It sounds really good. Couldn't fault this release at all, and this cost me, I think it was like 20 quid when it first came out for a really nice special edition. And I think I bought that at Woolworths, and that doesn't exist anymore. So that's how long ago I bought that. But yeah, the picture quality is awful. It looks as if, the best way I can describe it is it looks like they have gotten a really dodgy release offline and gone, just whack it on a 4K disc, it'll be alright, people will buy it because it's 4K. And they haven't released the just standard 4K yet. I think that's coming later in the year or in a couple of months' time. So yeah, it's like, this cost me like nearly 60 quid, and now that I've got it, I would have, it's like, that's no way worth 60 quid. 30 to 40 quid, yes, not 60. Especially for the quality of this, like the flimsy case, it's awful. The other thing about this is, and I don't know if this is just a me problem, I did try and play around with my settings on my TV, but the sound of this was awful for me. I'm trying to watch it, and there's this scene where they're up in a loft and they're trying to hide from the vampires, and they're whispering to each other because they don't want vampires to hear them, and I couldn't hear a goddamn word they were saying, so I turned the volume up quite loud, and I could only just about hear what they were saying. And then it goes to an action scene where something blows up, and it's like turn it back down, turn it back down, turn it back down, and then they start talking again, so you have to turn it back up and then back down and then back up. So it was like a struggle to watch this on 4K. It's really, like, you get your film grain on your films on the 4Ks and stuff, but this just looks pixelated almost. It looks really bad. And so yeah, I sat there in disappointment. I did watch the entirety of it because I love the film itself. Maybe what I should have done is just taken it out and maybe watched it on DVD, really. I am thinking about maybe getting the Blu-ray of it because I have heard that is superior to both. I will be keeping it purely because of the Steelbook. I think the Steelbook looks really cool. So it's mainly being kept as like a display piece, because at some point I'm thinking about like displaying all my Steelbooks on a wall with like the magnet strips and stuff, so they'll be displayed at some point. And I don't mind displaying this because it does look cool, but that is the only upside to this release, is the Steelbook and the bonus features, really. It's really disappointing, and I'm a huge fan of this film, and I think it's a brilliant film, and I would highly recommend the film itself. But if you're going to watch the film itself, either pick it up on DVD or Blu-ray. Avoid this. If you're a big fan of this film and you're thinking about picking this up because it's on 4K, I would highly recommend not paying for this. Get it on Blu-ray, get it on DVD, but yeah, do not buy this. I was tempted to send it back, but I don't like the whole rigmarole of sending stuff back. It just, I'm just like, I really can't be bothered. I know that's probably a really bad attitude. I should probably send it back, But like I said, I'm just going to keep it for its display purposes because it does, like I said, the Steelbook looks nice. I'm gonna stop rambling because I could sit here and tell you how bad this is all over. But yeah, and Keith over at Euphoria Pictures, I watched his video on this, and he made a really good point. When you watch this, it just seems like a completely different film because it's just not good. The way it looks, it just makes it feel like a completely different film. When you watch it, when I've watched it on DVD, it looks good and the aesthetic fits fine, but this just looks dull, grainy and horrible. So it just doesn't make the film enjoyable at all. Yeah, really disappointing, and it's really, I've hated doing a bad review. I would love to tell you that this is amazing and fantastic because it's one of my favourite films, but unfortunately I can't do that. Hopefully, please God, that maybe another studio picks this up, like I said, like Arrow. If Arrow did announce that they were going to do a release of this and it was going to be restored or whatever, I would jump on it because Arrow do fantastic releases. I've never been disappointed by Arrow, and I'll keep bigging them up because they're incredible. So yeah, whoever released this, I didn't look up who actually distributed this, but you've done a fucking shit job. Sorry. You need to buck up your ideas and really think about when you're releasing something. It just feels like they didn't give a shit. It was just like, let's make money off this because there's people that are going to want this. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking about how bad this is. If you liked the video and my bad review, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you would like to see some more from my channel in the future, you can hit that subscribe button. You can also hit the notification bell and that will notify you when I upload a new video. I hope to see you on the next video, and it's bye from me.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.